G'day and welcome back for more Survival Impossible as a drop pod with invisible blammo. With invisible parachutes comes down to the ground. I did not realize some of them were coming here. I really need to quickly go to the terminal for the lawn chair and turn off the timer blocks. Which one are we up to? Delay? Yeah. Stop. Ooh, that was just about to launch again. So there are a few more coming down from space, I think. Yeah. Was this one even full? Is that why it launched so much further? Yeah, it was full. Bizarre. That's even more bizarre. I've never seen that happen before. Right, well, let's just ignore that. And what I need to do quickly before I create more objects and accidentally delete the iron that's resting on the ground with the other ore drop pods, the ones that blew up, is take out the Goofy and go collect Steve and that iron that's on the ground. Because I suspect there's quite a bit there. Also probably don't need to carry all of those oxygen bottles on me anymore. Come here, Goofy. I've missed you. Where's all the iron? There it is. Oh, so much juicy iron. Yes. So glad I was able to collect some of this before it disappeared.
Inventory full.
Since I don't really care about the resources used in making the pods themselves, given how much iron they carry, I would be quite happy to just get the iron that's dropped. It obviously won't hurt to get the parts from all of the pods themselves when I grind them down as well. So one of the reasons that these pods have been smacking into the ground is that I'd intended to add some more parachutes to them, but then forgot. And I was thinking I wasn't going to be able to fix that until I got back up to the lawn chair. But I actually can fix it. If I make a new blueprint that's the right shape and has all the blocks in the right spot and adds a bunch more parachutes, I should be able to, given if I hop in here, have we got an antenna on this? I don't think I do. I'm going to need to head back to the base to show this. Basically, the cameras on the Remora should give me enough of an accurate view on where the lawn chair's catapult is to be able to place that new blueprint correctly aligned, and therefore I should be able to upgrade the drop pods even before I go back to the lawn chair, which would be great, because my plan for a lot of this iron is to build the airtight hangar doors on the construction hangar. And that is going to be crazy expensive, because each of those airtight hangar doors is really expensive. So there's a very real chance that I could use up the well, probably not the vast majority, but a significant amount of what I brought back with the ore drop pods so far. So if I know I can make some more, I should do that. So when I go to launch another one, I'm going to try my best to remember that I need to upgrade what's there. The 120,000 iron I have in the base at the moment, that is pretty sweet. Now that I've got the iron back, I need to start making all of the bits for these airtight hangar doors. It's 7 blocks across, which means for the 2 ends, I'm going to need 28 cargo airtight hangar doors. How much is that going to cost? 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is going to cost 76,000 kilos of iron. Oh, that is most of what I just brought back. Oh well, I knew it was going to be expensive, and that's why I hadn't done it till this point. So it's best I just get started. I'm also going to need to finish off welding up the rest of the walls of this place in order to make it airtight. And that means that the Splitsie needs to be functional. Whoa. And to make the Splitsie functional, I'm going to need a lot more power, because I need the food truck to be able to make all of its stuff and not run out of power. But at the moment it does keep doing that. So I need to make a bigger solar array, or somewhere for it to park to hook up with a connector. I don't really want to do the connector yet. I want to make... I think what I'm going to do is add some extra solar panels to the ends of the solar array, maybe? Using kind of... I could even use double hinges so that I can collapse it down if I want to move this thing around. So, how am I going to approach this? So stage 1, I think, of upgrading this thing should be to allow it to go a bit higher. But first, turn off the hydroponics farm, make sure all of these things are off, so that I can try and have some, at least a little bit of power in here. Also, turn off the programmable block, so it doesn't try and override anything I'm doing. Now, unfortunately, I haven't been organized enough to improve the crane's controls today, so that's going to be something I will do next week. With the crane, I do also want to drastically improve its function by moving where the crane's mounted, moving the hitch, redesigning the hitch now that we've got hinges, all that sort of stuff. There are going to be some big changes coming to this crane. The crane design itself, I don't think I need to change. I could do it with hinges, but I found that, although with the collision changes, maybe that's better now. I had found that with the hinges it was a lot more unstable in testing, but it may not be anymore. Ideally, I'd like to grab on top of that armor block, because I think that's going to be the safest place to lift this from. Uh-oh. Panini sidecar. Oh wait, it's only 3.4 k's away. Alright, cool. So as you can see, I've got an updated version of the assertive mods active now. Should make things perhaps a little more interesting. And that will be continuing to get updated as we go along. Right, I think that's going to be locked where I want it to be. And that didn't seem to be putting any stress, so it shouldn't move much when I detach this from the piston or the rotor. Where should I detach from? Kind of inclined to think... I might actually grind out that piston. Alright, let's see what happens when I detach this piston. I don't know whether it'll attach both ends or just the bottom end. Piston detached. Ooh. Piston is detached from... Oh, it's detached from both ends. Okay, quickly. Attach. Oh no, I popped off the programmable block. I didn't realize it was attached to it too. Dang it. Oh, that was dumb. Well, that's interesting. That worked. Cool. So what I was thinking of doing was... doing a little bit of a different setup than just having the pistons straight on top of each other, and instead having them side by side so that when this collapses down for mobility, it'll be a little bit more compact. And then I can use some double hinge ends on these solar panels to try and get double the solar output. I have to start this at the bottom. Drat. Okay, the piston idea was a bad idea, because I can't build piston heads without a projector. So let's get rid of this piston. And then, what I need to do is start at the bottom and then build up. And then use the crane to get it into the right position. So unlike rotors, I don't have a piston part I can use, so I do have to think about which end I'm building from. Let's just lift this up a bit out of the way, because at the moment it's kind of getting in the way of me building. And then it'll be that piston part that gets ground off and replaced with attaching to that one. Cool. And that'll give me an extra bit of reach. It might allow me to add a bunch more solar panels around, but more importantly, the solar panels will stop clipping on the Liftsie's arm. Not that the Liftsie's going to stay that way for long, because I have some redesigns in mind. Make it more like a simple scissor lift now that we can do pistons set up like this. If I can set up a piston like this, I can do them side by side all the way down the side of a platform, and it should make it much easier to control and much quicker to control. Alright, that's looking good. Let's bring this up to make life easier. Really not? No, it doesn't have any power. I can't bring it up. Dang. Didn't think that part through, did I? I think I might be able to get this down to where I need it. Maybe. Well, that's close. Okay, that might well work. It's a little bit clipping into it, but it could allow this to attach using build vision. Oh yeah. Oh dear. No, bad, wrong. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't fight the other crane. Come back down. Ugh. Glad I had the crane locked to the ground. Then we can detach. We can swing this thing out of the way. Sweet. Alright. Now, I need to get rid of you, unfortunately. This will be much easier just to rebuild you than to try and attach it. And I think share inertia tensor on for that is warranted. Okay. That is probably not enough clearance for an extra panel, is it? But at least it's a bit of clearance over the Splitsie. For these solar panels, what I want to do, if I can get up onto them, which I hope I can, but it doesn't seem likely at the moment. What can I do to make this work a bit better? If I spin this around so I can jump up on that wheel. Yeah, that might work. Come on, let me jump. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, to make this work as a foldable solar panel tower thing, I pop a slope in there and then hinge onto there and a second hinge onto that. That'll allow me to get the nice folding mechanism that doesn't hit into itself. All I have to do is limit each of the hinges to just 90 degrees. So this one, let's limit to a lower limit of 0. Because it'll want to go around full to 90 degrees there. And then this one, I wonder which way around it is. It'll also want to be lower limit of 0. And then, onto it, attach another 2x1 base. Once I remember which way to rotate it. And then onto that, we can add solar panels. Like so. One on each side. And then that's going to give me an 8-panel solar array instead of the 4-panel, which hopefully will be enough to get me, well, the power I need so that I can run the food truck properly and charge the Splitsie. Because at the moment, I can't really do either. I think this will be a little bit ungainly, but it should also work. Plus, this is a mechanism we should be able to use for any sort of folding door or folding structure. Oh no. That's... Oh no, okay. Can't even remember my own call-outs and radio things. That Panini sidecar for a second I thought was actually... I misread it. Because the requesting backup thing, and I thought it was going to send something in, but no. The command is just telling them to continue.
Inventory full.
Not telling them that there's anything coming. No drones inbound. We're still safe. So that'll be when it's closed up. I'll be able to fold down to that sort of size, which I think is quite neat. And then, if I reverse both of these rotors, it'll then hinge out to its full potential. Now I just need to rebuild that programmable
Energy
block
critical.
for Izzy's inventories, Izzy's inventory, for the Izzy's solar alignment, and then we'll be good to go. Oh yeah, that looks ridiculous. Oh man. Hopefully that's going to be enough power output to have the 8 panels working. I'd really like to be able to have some of these production blocks on the... No, not the emergency rations. I want to have the enclosed hydroponics on, and I want to have the protein sequencer on, because I need to make some more food. We've got quite a lot of algae, well, a decent amount of algae soy product now, which is good. Let's move some more of the organics into here. Some more of the water into there too. Then I should be able to make a bunch of these. Ooh. Oh, almost enough algae soy product. Now, there is a bug in the current version. This progress bar will move across even if you have your block off. See, I set my block off, my production block, so this will work. This is the case for assemblers as well, not just the daily needs stuff. So my block is off. My progress bar continues to move, which can make it very difficult to tell where things are going wrong. But just ignore that status bar moving, because it's not remotely accurate for some reason. I don't know what they changed, but that's broken at the moment. So you want to make sure that everything is on if you're not getting the stuff that you need. But now I should get a good supply of food building up. Water, of course, is quite easy since it's just got to get some ice. Okay, cool. I've got my food producing stuff going and I'm recharging. That is what I needed. Excellent. I was thinking about a number of the vehicles I have around here, particularly the crawler for the Remora. If I'm not bringing the Remora back down to the planet anymore, it doesn't have much purpose to it. So I think I'm going to have to come up with some ideas of how to repurpose it. Potentially it'll end up being the collector or the crawler for the new refueling launcher, although I'd like to have that as a fixed structure. But I'd like to not completely destroy the vehicle. I'd like to try and come up with some purpose for it. And there's another vehicle hiding around here that might need some purpose to it, which is this extra body for the Goofy. I don't really need a cargo-only body for the Goofy. I don't really need a searchy carrier for the Goofy, to be honest, which is what it was going to become. So I thought maybe this could become the forklift. It's got 4 wheels, it's big. I should be able to build enough counterweight balance to this so that it can go and pick up the ore drop pods, which are pretty dang heavy. So my thought was, so that I can clear out this connection system here, I'd pop a remote control on and a seat onto this, leaning towards this being the rear since the batteries are already there, and this being where the forklift will sit. Move it out of the way, and then once I've got the hangar all ready to go, I'll bring it inside, pressurize, and build the thing. At least that's where my head's at the moment. I think it'll be a good option for the forklift. I do want something fairly bulky, since if I make the forklift too small, it's not going to be able to move around properly, and that'll just be annoying. Oops, if I turn the wheels on. There we go. I could even keep that container at the rear there and use it as ballast, which would allow me to keep the turret on the forklift. But we'll see how that design works out once I get it inside and I'm ready to go. A few people had suggested I use the Lonely Red battery, but it's still going to be the Lonely Red battery. Haven't got any designs on it just yet. Maybe I will one day. Alright. Before I start pressurizing this, I should really fix up this connection point. Make sure I'm carrying some plates on me so I can dig myself, so I can ramp myself out of the hole. Because what I want to do is dig through to here, turn that conveyor pipe round so that I can build up to a advanced rotor here. I'm also going to have to build all of the blocks around the sides of this hole to ensure that I've got a properly airtight space. So once I'm ready to go, I'll build all the blocks in there, but for now, at least I've got that lined up. And then I just need to dig a trench across here, because this is where the airtight hangar door blocks will be on this end. Ooh. We're through 10 doors worth of stuff. On to the next lot. Maybe this will get done by the time I've actually got these blocks ready to go. My plan for the moment is try and get the stuff laid out, ready to go, so once it hits nighttime, I'll have hopefully enough charge on the Splitsie to be able to weld up those top bits that I can't reach. Most of them I should be able to reach from the scaffold along the side there, but then these ones I'm going to need the Splitsie for. And then hopefully there's a small chance that by morning I will have a fully pressurized construction hangar. Should be seriously cool. Now, I tend to dig out a trench for airtight hangar doors because I much prefer the look of not having snow or rock or dirt coming through where they sit into the ground. But it is not necessary. They work just fine. I was hoping to avoid that. Great. Oh, I'm going to be so happy when all the various buildings that I've placed around here so far are completely welded up. Because that will mean that I'll feel quite justified in going on and building some new ones. Like, one of the buildings that I need to build is a living quarters, a proper one. And I need to build a facility for processing the ore drop pods. And I've got a couple of ideas about that. One recently suggested one that I quite like. Whoops, that's not where I want that place. Is to, instead of building a grinder pit, just build a floor made out of collectors. And then I can just go nuts against the build, against the drop pod, with my hand grinder. Which is seriously fast. And doesn't fling stuff miles away. So I'm very, very tempted to use that. Because I think that could actually be one of the more efficient ways of doing things. Weirdly. Oh no, why can't I fix up my interior wall block that's dented? Oh! That's annoying. Cool, so now I've got my trench, I can place my anti hanger doors in there. I'll have to do the same with the trench at this end too. I just had a thought. I was thinking about how I'm going to open and close these doors, and then I remembered that we've now got these nice big button terminals. If I were to put one here, and then on the LCD use automatic LCDs too, to display the vents pressure output, because I hope it's in that. If it's not, I'll have to find out another way. But I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do that, because then I'll be able to see the interior pressure, so I could actually maybe instead use one of these, so the little buttons say internal pressure blah, and then I'll know whether I'm safe to open the doors or whether I'm going to blow out a huge amount of O2 in doing so. I mean, the alternative would be just to go through the office, but that's less interesting. I kind of like the idea of having a display on there to tell me whether it's safe to open the doors or not. Ooh, this ladybug's going to come close. 1.6... 1.65. Am I going to get a drone, or am I going to be safe? 1.6.
Energy critical.
Come on. Please have enough altitude. Oh. I think 1.5's the cutoff. No! Oh no! Drone? No drone? Mosquito incoming! Oh no, here we go. No! Bad time for O2 and power problems. I want to watch. Get some power, get some power, get some power, get some power.
Energy low.
Oh, I got shot! But the drone's gone. What did it hit? Did it do any major damage? No, it seems to have just done some armor damage. Okay. So. There you just witnessed the behavior of the new assertive drones. I'm not going to get much in the way of anything from them, which is exactly how I intended them to be. So instead of the drones being a way for me to get materials and whatnot, the drones now, at least the more basic drones, they detonate and obliterate themselves once they take critical damage. And critical damage for a drone is losing its remote control block. So what I'll probably find is that there'll be far fewer dents in the landscape, which of course makes me happy. But also I'm not going to get much in the way of resources from these things. The downside, of course, is that the drones do a lot of damage with their bodies as they come down. So that's been taken away from the mod, but I think on balance it's probably better, and that sort of damage from the drones dropping on you, I think is probably a fair thing to not have to deal with in the early game and just have to deal with later on, once you're fighting the harder, nastier drones. There's a lot more damage to this roof than I thought there was. But I think this bit of damage was from a previous drone attack, not from that one. But I think that what that mosquito just proved, since it is the most basic of drones, Lucas's AI, Lucas's autopilot and attack profiles are a bit more nasty, since it did actually get some shots off before it died, and that is the most basic of drones. And that's a small grid getting shots off before it got smacked by my turrets. So I'm going to have to be careful. It's kind of nice to have some attacks back again, I think. The occasional bit of fighting was something that I missed being up on the lawn chair, because it is so safe. Right, almost got this row of doors done. So if that's where the sun rises, that's where the sun sets. This would be north, for want of a better term. So let's name these doors. Construction, hangar, north, gate. Even though it's not a gate, I'm calling it a gate. Because now I can paste that name to all of these. That's going to make it a lot easier when I set this up later. And then I'll call this one the south gate. How are we going production-wise? Still have quite a lot to go. Oh, I'm going to be so happy when this is constructed. How's the power situation going on the Liftsy, actually? Is it going to have enough to get through the night? We are coming closer to sunset. Suppose I could stop the food production. I should stop the food production. That's only at 1%. Oh, the food production's stopped anyway. Got all the food. Very nice. Alright, I've turned off everything I can, I think. Including the wheels, yeah, basically everything I can. And this is hopefully going to get a decent... that's like 28 kilowatt hours. I don't know how long that'll effectively be for the Liftsy, but I really do want to be able to use it tonight. Ooh. I created a problem with the way I've done that. Oh, I might have... No! Splitsie, why? That may not allow that to flick the whole way through. Because of how I've done the pistons and how far apart the solar panels are. Didn't quite think about that issue. Not much to do about it now, though. At least with all the food blocks off, I don't have to worry about getting over there before the end of the day. I can just go grab the Liftsy when it's ready, when I'm ready for it. So my hope is that I can get these airtight hangar doors done, and then by the time I've welded up the lower ones, I'll have built all of the parts for the upper ones as well, which means I should then be able to much more easily order up the various bits and pieces I needed to do this system in the floor to make sure it's airtight as well. And then it's just making the walls airtight, and I am good to go. Uh-oh. Whoops. Ow. I wondered when I was going to fall in that hole. The sun is very, very close to set now. Did I get anything substantial in the Liftsy's batteries? Oof. I really don't feel like 3.2% is going to be enough. I think what I'm going to have to do is potentially put up a few little bits of scaffolding to try and get at all of the various bits that need to be made airtight. Because I just don't see how I'm going to get the Liftsy there. Which is really sad, because that's what the Liftsy's for! And I should have had it charged. My own fault. I messed up. We'll see how I go. I'll keep building all the bits that I can, and maybe that'll take me through till dawn? I doubt it. But it's possible. Alrighty. Should be able to make this quite simple. Right, drop down in the... Ooh, okay, that hurts. Drop down in the hole, put a conveyor junction down here. Weld it up. That should create an airtight boundary around those blocks there. Even though it doesn't look like it. Then it should be as simple as a couple of tubes from here. I just need to make sure I build each block as I go, because I'm not going to be able to get back to here with any degree of ease. Oh dear. I may have made an error. Don't think I've brought quite enough stuff with me. No! Just shy of motors. No. Am I going to be able to get up there? Let's go into this building this time. Can I reach? Ow! Okay. One more to go. Yeah. Can't remember why I thought I needed to have that center thing piped up, but I figured since I had intended it at some point, I probably had some sort of a reason for it. And this way I'll at least make sure that if I do come up with a reason to want to use an advanced rotor here and actually have it be a proper connection, then I'm ready to go. Well, that's where merge blocks are, in the piston. Why are they behind the piston? Huh. Accidentally clicked on the wrong thing and discovered something of use to me. Guess that's a win. We go advanced rotor. Get rid of the rotor part. So we can weld this without falling in the hole. Just steel plate to go for the hangar doors. Nice. And I reach Cargo from up here. Oh, just. No! Ah, I hit the wrong button. I've hurt myself a few too many times. I'm going inside and getting some heals. Jeez. Oh, right. And Steve's been hard at work in his chair here. I decided to keep the couch for myself. I just gotta work out a way I can actually build some scaffolds inside to try and get to all those windows in the cheapest way possible. This one will be easy because I can just put a row across the middle. But this side's a bit more tricky. Start with that. Oh no, the hangar doors get in the way. No! Oh, it's not going to work at all then. Unless I take a risk. Do this. Put a graded catwalk upside down here. And then put another set of stairs there. Can I jump? Once I get rid of this. Oh! Almost. Let's try that again. Nope. Yes! I got here. Now can I make use of it? Probably not too much use of it. Hold up. That's in the airtight hangar door, then there's this block. How was I doing this at the other end? Gotta figure out how to do the conveyor side of things. Ow. Right. Oh, okay. I remember what I'm doing now. I'm getting rid of these bits, because they don't need to stay there, because the conveyor line will be running across the roof there, and then I'll have to figure out how it's going to come down to the floor. It'll probably just go straight down, since I've already got this piece in front of me there. Oh, I so want the Lipsy. It would make this so much easier. Almost got the block. Yes! Okay. The roof blocks aren't strictly required for what I'm doing. I can build them up later. I just need to get the walls airtight for this particular goal. And then wait for the Lipsy to be fully charged and then finish off the rest of it. Because I much prefer a time lapse with a Lipsy in it. It looks so much cooler. That worked out quite nicely. That bit of scaffolding reaches all of the windows. And then I've just got to get that corner block sorted out. Oh no, some of these windows are wrong. No! Is that the only one that's wrong? Then I can just get the corner block sorted out for the turret. And this space should be able to be made airtight once I put the top row of airtight hangar doors in. Which may well require the Lipsy, because it's a super awkward spot to get to. I think I should be able to put up a bit of scaffolding quite easily to get to these things, actually. Because all I need is those stairs that way, and then place my catwalks across, and I'll be able to wander across. The reason I'm building the scaffolding is that it's not terribly expensive to, thankfully. But mainly it's because I don't really want to have to wait for the Lipsy to get charged, since it's completely devoid of power, in order to get this space airtight. Because I really, really, really want to at least once build in this space with it being airtight. Because it's just sad that I haven't been able to. And this is basically the quickest way for me to do it. Alright, we have access to all of the airtight hangar doors. Need to go up there and do those windows, and I need to do those two blocks as well. Maybe I'll do them first. If my engineer wasn't fit for, he's about to be, because I'm going to be going up and down these stairs a lot. I had been thinking about repurposing the crawler to be an ore drop pod kind of carrying vehicle, so I could use a forklift, load up a bunch of stuff onto the crawler, and then bring it all back in one big go. But I think it's probably pretty... I think it's pretty unlikely that I'll need to do that, because once I've gotten the bulk of the pods that are already there collected, my plan would actually be to drop them one at a time. Drop one, pick it up with the forklift, bring it back. So I probably won't have much need for a bulk carrier. Here we go. Last piece of the puzzle, I think. There we go. Airtight hangar door done. I'm going to leave the scaffolds up just in case I've messed something and I might need them. But it's looking good. All this wall looks nice and complete. The roof is nice and complete. This far wall is nice and complete, and so is the floor, because that should be airtight with that junction at the bottom. Oh man, I really hope this works as I expect. I haven't actually tried making a space this large airtight. I hope it works. Where was I going to put a vent?
Energy
Alright, I can put a vent up there. Should probably put the vent up. Let's do that. I think I had some plan around this area that I was going to include vents in it. I don't remember what I was going to do. But that spot up in the top there works, and I should have another spot over here that'll work too. So I can have 2 vents pressurizing this space. And depressurizing it when I want to depressurize it. I've got the button panel ready for 1 button. Let's get this next one done. And needs Southgate.
Energy low.
Oh! Thirsty to the point of pain. I was hoping I could get away without dealing with that just yet, but oh well. Southgate open close, Northgate open close. These ones are toggle on off so that I can kind of do a hard close. Like if I got the Northgate and went and wanted to, for some reason or other, stop it there, I could. I don't think I'm ever going to have a reason to stop it there. We close the door. Oh yeah. Now, this is the moment of truth. Closing. Okay, I can see the vent. Will it start pressurizing? Yes! Yes! It's pressurizing! Oh yeah! I should really remove... That's what I should do. This should not be an on-off for the thing. It should be a vent. I need to go name that vent. So I can turn the vents on from pressurized to depressurized. But I am in my hangar. My helmet is open. And I am not dying. Yes! Oh man. Oh man. It's taken so long. But it is so good. Depressurize on and off. Now I can open the doors and bring... open the north gate. Now I can bring the future forklift in. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm so excited to build this without having to worry about my helmet. Ow. Oops. Open too early. Come on. Pressurize. It's a big space, I suppose. Take some time. Oh, this is so amazing. I'm so happy about this. This is how it should have been all along. Had I realised how expensive these doors were, I probably would have gone for a different design to start off with. But I'm so glad I've got this space now. Because I doubt that the forklift is the only thing I'm going to be building in here. Pretty sure I've got some more vehicles that I need. Or at least want. that I'll be able to build in a nice, airtight, pressurized space. So next time, I'm going to get on to building this forklift. And I reckon there's a good chance I'll get the forklift done and a start on the building for collecting all of the stuff from the drop pods. And probably even the fuel line, because it's not going to be clustered with these ones, even the fuel line from that to the main base. So there's all that and plenty more to come. And I will see you then.